Supply Side West 2024, we're back. We did this last year. We got a new character in the cast.
Dude, welcome.
So, Preston, Arla Foods Ingredients, Michael Farrow, Master Foods Lab, and we have a lot of good stuff to try. My name can't tell, I'm very hungry. I've eaten Mason Man today. We have a smorgasbord of nice.
How many of those have you tried today? Drank today?
Do you want to happen?
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta know the two in you.
So yeah, we're very excited to try some of the newest stuff that you guys have. This is the smorgasbord of things. Michael, you created these, right? At Master Foods Lab using Arla Foods Ingredients soft bar. So take us through, I'm not sure. I guess first, Preston, can you explain to us what is soft bar?
Yeah, so soft bar, it's a protein ingredient. It's 3 parts protein. The whole goal is to give you, as the name implies, a soft bar. So often we see in the sports space that a bar, maybe if you got it fresh off the production line, it tastes great. It's soft, great texture, but then once it sits on the shelf for, depending on how long, not so great. A little bit hard, crunchy, whatever the case may be. So soft bar, it tries to combat that without the use of collagen or anything, keeping it at the dairy note, that it's going to maintain that softness throughout shelf life, up to 2 years. Then we work with people like Mike, who's done an incredible job with these, where he takes that protein bar and he makes, for example, a donut, which he'll cover, something that you expect soft, and it allows it to do so. But yeah, soft bar, it's a fully milk protein blend. Can be used in a slab bar, extrusion bar, baked good, really just focusing on texture.
Are you guys, is the nature of what makes it a soft bar proprietary? Like, you guys talk about what that blend is?
So we disclosed the blend. So it's going to be a whey protein hydrolysate, whey protein concentrate, and caseinate. So due to IP reasons, because our application team put a lot of work into finding the precise ratio. So we keep that to ourselves, but you do know what proteins are in that blend, just for obviously label purpose.
But that blend is what makes it.
Yes,
what it is, right?
It's the functionality of that blend. Hydrolysates are going to help a little bit with the softness. And basically they all pair off one another to allow for maximum texture, taste. Because that's the other thing. Not only do you get a soft texture, you're also minimizing that weird sort of protein aftertaste that you're not really sure what it is, but it doesn't taste good. This one, you're not going to get that. You're getting a very clean, milky taste that fits into whether it's a bar or baked good very, very well.
And honestly, like when you look at us formulating any product we do, exactly what we just said about, you have to find the right ratio every single protein or every ingredient in a formulation, where we've found that utilizing the soft bar in a blend, right, where we might be utilizing eggs and all these other ingredients, right, the texture that it gives us is almost like we're putting into our own ratios. So before leaning into soft bar, we would create that ratio, right? We would play 3, 4, 5 different percentages of every single protein source to give us that texture that we're looking for. But then also, I think the biggest thing in any functional food is, how does that age, right? How does that thing stay soft over time? And I think that what we've been able to do with what soft bar has provided us is, I think the last 7, 8 months, we've been just playing with it and testing it, really understanding its capabilities. How far can we push it? And, you know, this donut here, I mean, you're talking about that texture is so ridiculous, right? And when you're baking a donut, it's completely different ballgame from frying a donut, right? So it's like, how do you achieve this soft, chewy texture that, you expect from a donut? Yeah, on a different kind of like baked application.
Yeah, I had a lot of questions for you on, like, it's so moist.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very curious about how you got that texture. Like, it's almost like bushing.
Yeah.
If you get through the roving, which is crispy, I mean, I guess we should start eating. I don't really know.
You're supposed to,
But yeah.
I bet.
Well, if you watch our Instagram, you'll see the taste on it. Can I ask though? You use a lot of collagens typically.
We do. Yeah.
You mentioned that there's no collagen in soft bar,
But it can be paired with collagen.
Correct. This actually has 5 grams of collagen in it.
Cool. Awesome.
Right. When you say 5 grams of collagen
Per serving, right? So each donut's going to have about 2.5 grams.
okay.
So probably
Two per serving.
2 donuts per serving. So on this product format, the goal was to achieve 200 calories, 15 grams of protein across, low fat, low carb kind of concept. It's only got 4 or 5 grams of sugar total. But when you're pairing 2 of them, it's kind of like, this is small. You could eat one, but then you kind of get left one in another. That's the whole point, where we get to try to get to that 15 gram mark without cramming it in one single unit.
I can't wait any longer. Which one do we grab?
All right, so let's go through the different flavors. This is a true blueberry. It's got actual freeze-dried blueberries inside. This is what's called kind of like the Homer Simpson confetti, right? So it's a fun take on fudge-based sprinkles with a kind of, people like baked chocolate. And by the way, all the chocolates have a 25% protein, reduced sugar concentration, chocolate, right? So that's a chocolate compound. And then this is a peanut butter base with a s'mores flavored chocolate outside.
Are the sprinkles proteinated at all?
Oh, those are traditional sugar.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. But you don't have to cook with them if you don't want to. Yeah.
No, right. I mean, we can always modify that, right? So depending on the customer that comes and talks to us, right, it's like, yeah, what do you want? What can we do? Where do we say yes and where do we say no? And that's where the custom formulation comes out.
All right.
We're very assassin. I took these home.
Oh, you got a big old.
Oh, yeah, I got blueberry.
Man,
There we go.
oh,
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
so blueberry's supposed to taste like insanity.
It's just so soft. I love blueberry. If you don't like blueberry, you'll be less interested. I already know I'm gonna pitch this to a brand. I like the second this video ends, I have a product name already lined up for this. I mean, it's got a ring to it. Okay. Someone's gonna get this, and like whoever says no to this, I think you're crazy. I just love this flavor.
Yeah, man. I like the whole one. There's nothing like it. Nothing like that.
So this is, like, we take a step back, right? The way that I look at how do we work with brands, we try to drive innovation in format, then unbelievable experience on that taste profile texture, because that's the only thing that's going to get you coming back. If it's not going to hit on all that, that customer's not going to buy again. They have so many options nowadays. Same thing with like an energy drink. If you're not getting everything you want out of that, nobody's coming back. But that taste has to hit. It has to be something that's functional for you to want to take. And then, you're going to love the brand.
Yeah, it's obviously fried snacks are more like dairy and everything, but this is soft like that. Yeah, you mentioned, it's not very mushy. It's moist, it's dense, but
The second you break through the enrobing, you look at it, you're like, oh, that's twice.
the enrobing keeps that in or something like that.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Like, you've seen donuts come and go in the market, right?
Right.
And my personal take on that is twofold. One, the manufacturing behind them is pretty complex. And then you're baking more, right? So there's inconsistencies in bake. On top of that, that dough is going to technically dry out. Because you're trying to drive air into that product. It's baking all the way around, so the heat that is impacting that product is being drying out. And then, they're not leaning on the right protein sources that can help keep that, shelf stable over time. But the enrobing is going to keep that much, much softer. Like, I had that sitting out in my house for over a week out of package. You bite it, and it's like the same level of moisture, then you got it like they want it. Just crazy. Usually, you can take any brownie, you can take anything you want, put it out, just leave it on your counter for a week. It's going to dry out. You get art.
It's all filled in.
Yeah.
All right, let's hope we're seeing the
Older. Hanging the biggest piece. I like that we're not cheersing now. We're just hungry. We're just going. See, that's more what I expect out of a donut. That's a little less, like, mushy, moist.
Yes.
A little bit more donut.
Yeah. So now there's also an impact on bake time, right? So blueberry, because that freeze dried, it's going to absorb it a little bit into the blueberry itself. And so it's going to allow when you bake for the traditional time, it'll stay a little bit more moist. All right, say we use freeze-dried strawberries or anything inside that will also impact.
Cool. Interesting. Those are freeze-dried strawberries in the
Rice in the right, correct. And then the last one here is a peanut butter base with the s'mores chocolate outside. I think this balance right here, man, from a flavor profile is awesome. Like, this has got a cream.
My favorite.
Yeah,
It's very traditional.
Anyone do like that?
there's enough peanut butter in it, but it's not overpowering, right? That's
Or there's a moment where that's s'mores chocolate. It's not just chocolate. It's like
The mozzarella comes through for 1 second.
Yep.
But then you go back to like that peanut butter base.
they're all very creative. We got to get these to market. That's exciting.
Yeah, somebody launched these like now, so I can buy them.
I mean, I'm on team blueberry for sure, but I get like why the others would.
I'm peanut butter.
I don't like blueberries. I actually wouldn't even call it blueberry. Like, it's just tasty. I don't know. I like it. I want to try this Rice Krispie though.
And so the Rice Krispie, right, where the soft part plays into the Rice Krispie is if you get any base syrup structure, which is usually the binding source that you've seen for decades in any kind of like product, the soft bar allows us to spend the syrups without the heat impacting and dropping the syrup over time. So the way we lean into that protein is it's going to help us absorb, hold the syrup structure in place, and give it a little bit better of a mouthfeel.
So what you're saying is, just to clarify that, make sure, it's the binder of the Rice Krispie treat that the protein's in.
Correct.
So then follow up, those are just standard rice pops, correct?
Those are rice like crispy 90% protein crisp.
Okay, that was my question. Is it these are crisps? Always crisp.
Protein crisp. Like that thing right there has 150 to 160 calories with 15, 16 grams of protein and like 4 or 5 grams of sugar.
This is like technically a cleaner macro than the donut.
Oh yeah.
Which is expected because
It's donut kind of, and then this has got the chocolate, right? So you're taking the background except for the chocolate and the calories you're going to get from it. Where that's like I mean, the whole damn bar is between fiber syrups, protein, and protein crisp are 90%. So there's like not a lot there.
I'll start. Well, I'm gonna take this whole end.
might as well. Yeah, I
Like they were at
Yeah, the little pieces.
Look, and you'll
Honestly, glad I didn't have a lot for lunch.
texture spot on. That's just clear.
It's like if you could hear we like the. That's what you want out of the Rice Krispie treat.
you were doing awesome stuff before. You've upped your game over the course of this year. Like, this is just
Good exciting, man. There's been a lot of innovation. We're pushing pods to be good. Pods. And we're working with a lot of great brands. Like 2025, a lot of our brands are really scaling into like mass market, to the Walmarts of the world and the 7-Elevens and the Targets. They're getting really aggressive with driving the function of food space. They're opening up more shelf space. Brands are coming, like, they're coming hot.
What I love, Mike, about Master Foods Lab and what you guys are doing, when we first started communicating, at the time you were pretty much doing brownies and some bars.
Yeah.
And so over the past year or so, like we started working on our ingredients, your innovation, our innovation, and now we're looking at Rice Krispie treats, donuts,
Maybe something else down the line. Yeah.
It's really cool that we're able to bring our company's innovation, your company innovation to the market. It's huge.
Agreed. I think that's where, you got to kind of lead into, right? I think there's great suppliers, there's great brands, there's great manufacturers out there, a ton of them. But like when you can find the ones that are trying to push the needle, that are trying to like leverage really hot, it's not cheap. Right? Like these big great ingredients are not cheap. Right? It's like, I am not your cheapest. You want to run of the mill 50-cent fucking cookie? I'm not the guy. So like you want premium quality experiential products that is going to like your customer's going to come back for more. I can do that. You give me the room, the margin, like you give me, and we can make things happen.
And I feel like we relate with you as a supplier. We're not, I'll be honest, we're not the cheapest supplier, but we're also not selling you just wafers and concentrate 80 to put in a baked good.
Right.
We're putting in the time and resources to give you the optimal blend for this. We have a gentleman behind us, Matt, who's a bakery specialist. So he's the one that's sitting there testing the functionality of this to ensure that Salt Bar can do this. So that's something that, to your point, the cheapest isn't the best in this industry.
No, and I'll go back. So like Drew Peters is the formulator behind these donuts, right? So he's the one that kind of like really put pen to paper here. And his audible last minute was at WPC, he's like, you know what? I need to try this with Salt Bar. And he did that adjustment. And literally, I'm tasting both of them side by side. Crazy difference. It's not even close. Like,
So we got to call it Drew right now.
Yeah.
so like, sir, we got to give credit to the man, right? He did great work on this. And he's doing great work for us overall, right? I know that he's been in the industry for quite some time, but he is helping drive a lot of the innovation, utilizing great suppliers' ingredients to push the needle.
It makes it easy when you got great suppliers. Like, you call it Preston, you can get incredible stuff. I mean, the access to this stuff right now, I mean, we've been talking about it for a year, but I feel like it's just finally starting to, like, everyone's starting to believe us. I don't know. Last year we were talking about all this stuff and, like, no one was using it last year. I
was fighting for 3 years.
Yeah, okay. Like,
People are
now it's like, I just, for sometimes I feel like they're yelling at the clouds, like, there's these great ingredients out here and no one's using them. Like, so it's always commending you guys. Like, you're making an ingredient that can be used to create great stuff.
And I want to have to be kind of like your call out to Drew. It's our application suite. I mean, we have, and I wish they were on camera, but Sebastian, we have Matt, we have Sandra, we have all of these technical resources that we have in our company that, as you're working with us, any technical questions you have, I know we've involved Matt before, sending in the beverage, sending in the powder, but we have a lot of talented individuals on the back end. Okay, yeah, they're not on camera right now, but they're the real lifeline of our company, and they're what it allows this stuff to happen because they're the ones putting in the R&D, the science, the work to make this reality.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people are very intimidated by the idea of creating a food. A lot of stuff out there, powders, capsules, maybe even drinks, like you kind of pick ingredients and it goes, but to put something that has to like chemically change, physically change, be baked and you know, actually delicious.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a hurdle. So that's a really cool thing about you guys, that you can actually call and actually utilize the team. Do we have any Arla stuff? Or are we only doing?
Yeah, we do. We in the second video. Yeah. Michael, here's we didn't even
I'll go swap it out and bring it
let's cut it off. But Michael, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
We're gonna get this blueberry. This blueberry's coming to market, so I'm making it. I
Appreciate it, guys.